sit in podcasts. I've done a bunch of like radio interviews.
Right.
And I was talking to her and I was like, you know what? I was like, here's the difference. I was like, when you're in a podcast, like, especially with people that you know, like, it's probably going to be easy. And I said, but when you're doing Skype interviews, it's you right here.
Oh, really?
She's like, well, how long are they? I was like, about 4 hours.
Ugh.
She's like, God. I was like, you fucking literally.
Hey, if this thing hits 4 hours, man, just fucking let me know, because I don't know. Like, nah, bro.
Like,
God damn it.
I'm learning.
You're that guy in the fucking DJ booth now. Fucking.
It's like I'm about to start Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know,
like
it makes me think of fucking Tom's Donuts. I don't because that was one of the fucking that was one of the songs on there.
Anybody been to the rumor mill yet?
No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
I was gonna take Jackson like on a Sunday morning because me and him had to go to like Lowe's or Menards, and he's like, "Let's get breakfast." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then driving by, fucking packed, and I was like, "Nope,
Yep.
not doing it."
Tim Hortons it is, kid.
I think we bobbed Evans, yeah,
Nice.
and it wasn't a bad.
Did everybody seem miserable there?
Old and like, this is it. This is my last meal.
Was that the part in Kingpin? He's like, "Hey man, how's life? Taking forever." You know? That's me when people ask, "How's life?" Ugh.
I was actually we had a visitor from like one of our nutritionists. He was in last week for the farm, and he kept like making jokes about just slitting his wrist. And then this dude's like, he's like up there. He's like, I swear to God, if this happens, just fucking cut him. I'm done. And I was like,
I fucking like this guy.
I know he was a pretty cool guy. Like we were going out to dinner once, and we were in Minneapolis, and he's like, Jake, sit on this side of the table with me. That way we got the fighting position. If someone comes in, we got her. And I was like, he's like, we drinking vodka or whiskey? I'm like, let's do some whiskey. And then we fucking drank whiskey all night long. Yeah, he was pretty fucking cool.
Did you
That's
actually
awesome.
fight anybody?
No, actually, we're in a really like
Disappoint.
They didn't put dollar signs next to these fucking meal costs. Like,
One of them places.
yeah, and it was like really dimly lit and like art, not like, oh hey, somebody from DC put some art. No, there's some fucking. That's why it was so dim in there, and I was like,
Nice.
all right, I'm a little fucking creeped out by it. Had duck.
I don't think I've ever had duck ever.
It wasn't bad. I actually liked it, but I liked the vodka better. It was vodka. We did some Tito's, which was the first time I had Tito's.
Tito's is always good.
Yeah, and then some High West whiskey. Do you guys have High West? You should. It's good.
Have to check it out.
I don't know how expensive it is, but it's good.
I don't know either. I don't even think I ever heard of that one.
They're out of Colorado, I think.
I just have to go with whatever
Yeah.
distributor has.
Right, that makes sense.
You been messing with any of the new PBRs?
No. I don't think I know anything about them.
Why would
the
you
PBR Easy, that's damn good. It's like a lighter version of it. It's like your Miller Lights. And then they just rolled out PBR Extra, which is a 6.5.
Nice.
Do you think somebody like fucking
You
PBR
got
was
my
like,
attention.
somebody like PBR was like, hey, do you know they're making light beer out there? Do you think we should start this right now? Or I think it's selling. I don't know. It's weird. Let's try it out.
People like that shit. Give it a shot.
I thought it was good. I'm sorry, guys. Jesus.
Oh, they don't put a blue ribbon on it because she came in fucking second place. I'll tell you that.
Well, you're going to have a rough time today.
Yes.
Oh, gentlemen, get your chokers out.
Let's just
Yep.
go ahead and start this off right.
Yep. Cracking of the Colt 45.
We're going.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking malt liquor if I ever had it.
That is the Colt 45.
Oh, man, I'm serious. I remember,
It wouldn't be me if I didn't bring them.
what was it? Somewhere between 7th and 8th grade? So, like, not even in 8th grade yet, dude. And I'm talking, that's when we started going hard in Bryan. Like, that's when I started smoking dope. That's when I started drinking beers.
Nice.
Mostly 40s.
That's what we always did.
Yeah. And then it was like, who the fuck brought Tim Armstrong? And there's a good chance we were listening to that.
Hello. What's up?
What's up? What are you doing?
Oh, just recording a podcast.
Oh, shit. How's that going?
You're on it.
Oh, that's cool. Tell everybody that. Did you say hey on a podcast?
That child?
It's not live,
That's
right?
Child.
It's Child.
Yeah.
My bad. Well, I guess you're home, so I might stop by and get those stickers.
Okay. Well, we're upstairs taping a podcast, talking to Ian here. I guess
What's up, girl?
come on in.
Didn't you check the
upstairs.
fucking Facebook and our fucking Twitter? Like, it's all on there.
3 accounts.
Three fucking accounts.
He woke up from a pre-show nap.
Is there a show tonight?
I shared it 3 times, guys.
Where's that show at, Tiled? Child?
It's Frankie's.
Frankie's?
Oh yeah, that's why I'm not going.
Franklin's.
Well,
So flank.
thanks for being on the show. We'll talk to you later.
Podcast.
Yep.
My bad. Bye.
Sorry about your podcast.
I was on last night. It really was,
Like, it's one of the movies, like, if it's on, you have to watch it.
and it happened.
It was, there's a girl who works for me named Chelsea. She came in one night and Tombstone was on. Tombstone, if it's on, you got to watch it.
I'll be your uncle, buddy.
So it's on, and she's like, oh my God, my dad thinks this movie is the greatest movie ever made.
Because he's right.
Half an hour later, he comes in, he's like, this is the fucking greatest movie ever made. Word for word's exactly what he said.
I feel like every dad's got like a terrible movie, or in this case, I've never seen Tombstone, so I really don't know.
What?
But my dad's jam is Waterworld, and I agree with that. You watch Waterworld every fucking time.
It's
It is
weird,
on
like,
that.
when it's on, you got to watch it.
Yeah.
The other day, it was on, I think Tuesday night, it was on twice in a row. I was like, I'm fucking watching this twice.
Here we
At
go.
the bar.
At least
and then Blazing Saddle was on right after. I was like,
shit.
AMC, you've got me tonight. Like me and Mike Martinez were sitting there, and the fucking heard the Blazing Saddle theme song. We just both looked up like, what could it be? It fucking really was. It was awesome. AMC, shout out.
You gonna be able to make it through that?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make it.
Yep.
Just,
I mean, you're gonna have to pull back your old skills. I have no skills. I'm not a Colt guy.
You can do it.
I used to
actually
be
not
able,
that
I used to be
bad.
able to slam.
If you get them cold, man. If you finish it while it's cold, you're good.
That's like a natty
That's
daddy.
the
I can do
fucking-
that when they're cold, but not when they're.
No, that's the fucking trick for any malt liquor. You got to get it while it's cold because she will warm up, and the earth will go south.
Do you guys ever drink Sierra Nevada?
The pale ale.
Yeah.
I
Got
tried
a
it.
case
Did not
downstairs right
did
now.
not enjoy it.
Do you like it?
It was left here by Emily for our Royal Rumble party, and I just now put it in the refrigerator.
Oh, it's fucked. Yeah. Well, if it was warm when she brought it,
You're
like
good.
If it was already
You're
yeah.
good.
But if it was cold, then got warm, then you made it cold again, forget it.
It's probably bad then.
That'll tosso.
But the thing with Sierra Nevada is that they are they had to like add more bitters to it to offset the alcohol percentage. Or
Oh,
something
really?
Like that. Or I think it was originally something like that.
Something like
But
that. I took the
it's-
tour when I was down there.
It's very. Once it gets warmed up, it is real fucking salty.
Ugh.
You know what I mean? It really is. But when it's cold, like especially when it's ice cold, dude, fuck.
No way, man. Because I tried it when I was really into Rolling Rock before it got sold, and then they changed the recipe, and I fucking hate them for it. But so I was like, oh, pale ale, great, yeah, I'll try that. And I was like, well, wasn't it?
Bass is a pretty good one.
Yeah, I haven't tried
Bass
that.
Pale Ale.
The Stella. Now that really, like, you turned me on to that. Honestly,
Yeah.
was the Stella, and I was like, oh, he's drinking two at a time, so I guess I mean it's not too bad. And I was like, oh shit, it's not bad. So
Yeah, and same thing. It's like when I try to explain it to people, like it's like Heineken without the farts in your mouth. After you drink it.
that was one of those beers that we drink in high school. I don't know why, so I don't know if you guys were into Brian, where like Moore's Sports Bar was. I bust tables. Buddy Nick and Sam, they were cooks or fucking dishwashers, so they would, take the trash out at the end of the night. When in reality, the trash was in the fucking cooler downstairs, and then
Nice.
it'd sit it behind a fucking. We get cases of beer. I think the statute of limitations is probably up on that by now.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, but
20 years ago.
Jesus Christ, fuck you.
So I guess we officially started or some shit.
Yeah,
I mean, we've been
I'd say
talking,
so.
been bullshitting for almost 10 minutes, and I'm good with that.
No,
But,
we're fine. So I'd say May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
I guess we really fucked it up, didn't we?
Well, I had good plans. It just,
Fell to shit.
Yeah.
that's okay though.
I texted Adam the other day, and I was like, you know what? We should have probably, instead of recording our Misfits podcast, we should have recorded our Star Wars podcast and released it today for the May the 4th be with you. We really...
Shit the bed on that one, guys.
You know
Yeah,
what? This is
yeah.
not a wrestling podcast, and apparently it's not a podcast full of people that do good planning.
Nope, don't expect that. But this would be S1 E3 Take 1?
This would be episode 3. What are we? It's not Attack of the Clones. Oh, we're Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the... Yeah. May the 4th be with you. God, I can't believe we fucked that up.
Yeah.
So I guess we have to wait 1 year to do our fucking Star Wars episode.
I mean,
Which at this point, I'm thinking that's pretty fucking ambitious to think we're going to make it a year down the road.
fuck no, we're going to record it next week, and we're just going to release it in about a month.
That's probably better, too. Well, we do have episode 9 coming out here within I don't know, December.
I know you're talking about Star Wars, but it sounded like you were talking about our actual episode 9.
No,
Not
that
far.
I
Not
think
that far, man.
I hope we hit our episode 9
I hope
before
so, too.
before Lucas hits his.
Mm.
Again, very ambitious. No, but this would be the 1-2 FU with Adam and Jake, and today we have special guest Ian.
Ian Yaichner.
You might know him from this little band called the Black Order. They've been around for a day or two, I believe.
Yeah, like a week and a half.
Honestly, when did the Black Order really take off?
God.
Well,
I think we started kind of dicking around like I think 2005 even, but we didn't really get like a solid anything until like 2008,
Oh, wow.
something like that.
like who was in the original lineup and whatnot? I think I know who it is, but I just want to hear and say if I'm correct.
Well, my brother was playing bass. We used to do like open jams and shit like that up at the bar
Oh, okay.
and stuff like that. And Dan Dominga.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the first original bass player was Joe Detmer.
I was gonna say I thought it was Detmer.
Yeah.
And that would have been the gentleman who I saw play drums for Govang once.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
Amos.
he used to. I think he lives in like Cleveland.
I don't know
Okay.
where the
Or
hell
somewhere
he
around
went.
Cleveland, something like that. He's got kids. Yeah, I every once in a great while I bump into him on Facebook and stuff like that. But
One of those social media platforms.
yeah, one of them. But yeah, I think 2008 was basically when it like became legit, and then signed a indie deal in 2009 and released our first record at January 31st, 2010.
2010.
Yep, first record, 2010.
It's 2009 right now.
Mm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2000.
Was it
Or,
2010?
I'm sorry, 19.
Yeah.
It's 2019 right now.
Yeah,
Is what I meant to say.
I was like,
Jesus. I'm
Wow.
like, what? Because I know you're a Back to the Future fan. I was trying to figure out where we were on that.
I was listening to the last podcast, and I meant to say 2018, and I totally said that I watched an interview from 2008 concerning something. I don't think anybody caught it. There's no fact checkers around. They don't listen to this. We're not that good.
don't worry about
I want to say that first record release party that was at the Defiance UAW.
Mm-hmm.
Did I play that show?
You did.
Okay.
Was it Shakespeare?
Yeah, it was Shakespeare. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, dude. That was a fucking good time.
No, that was a great time.
We,
Sweet Assault,
Yep.
us,
Fist.
Fist. There was not the Trunk Muscle one, right?
No, the Trunk Muscle one was in May.
Okay.
Yeah. But that,
Actually, from that transition, I got one of the best compliments ever from Kevin Ice on that.
oh, yeah.
Because I think he was telling me, I don't know if this might be bullshit, trying to make my ego better. By all means, make my ego what you want. I'm not going to argue with you on it. But he said when he found out Shakespeare wasn't on that second gig, he was like, "Why the fuck isn't Shakespeare on it?" And he told me that, and I was like, "Well, I don't know, but I'm totally cool with him asking about it." So
Yeah.
if you're trying to fucking blow my ego, suck my cock, by all means, I'm not going to stop you. But
Do you know that guy does 1,000 push-ups a day?
yeah,
Wasn't
doesn't.
he your personal trainer for a minute?
I did start when he was at that Muscle Motion Fitness downstairs beneath the coffee shop. I was going there for a bit, and I did. I lost like 25, 30 pounds fairly quickly, but it's life gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so does massive amounts of plates of nachos.
Right. He told me that before. He's like, I do 1,000 push-ups a day. Like, that's a lot. That's way more than 10. Like, and he was like, well, he's like, it's basically like a second job. Like, what the fuck? I gotta get my 1,000 in.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. But you know what?
Well, it's 600. It's only 12 o'clock. So.
He's like in his mid 40s, I believe,
I believe so. Yeah.
and he's got like a fucking like maybe 7% body fat, something like that, maybe. Like, dude's fucking ripped, and he looks good, and he's always been a super nice guy to me, and he's always been pretty good at what he does, man. With all the other bands and stuff, this stuff that he was doing with Ed and all those other guys, Bob and all that shit, and always been cool. Always been a cool dude. But fuck him for being so ripped and me being so not. So
You don't need it, man. You know how to shred on the guitar. You got that to hide behind. He has nothing to hold on to, so he's got to.
that's it. A couple of. I'm a stringy boy.
Fuck, what the hell were we just talking about?
We were
Well,
talking about the record
yep.
release show.
Oh, yeah.
That record release show, actually, the capacity in that place, I think, was 450, and I think we were at 470 something.
It was.
It was oversold. I know that.
Was that also a BYOB show?
It was, and that shit works. I mean, it really does. Because like when you charge for certain things, if it's a thing like that, if you can make it BYOB, do it.
Right.
Because other than like aside from that, then the legalities on you are much more extreme. So if you can make it that, and as long as you post that it's BYOB and you post that, IDs are going to get checked and all that jazz, like, you're covered. Legally, you're covered. If somebody else fucks it up, it's on them.
You did your due diligence.
Yeah,
You posted
did everything I'm supposed
IDs,
to.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Just as long as there's like no glass, you're fine. In most places, they don't want glass because they don't want shit broken.
Right,
Which I think that was one of the rules that was there. And what's funny is I used to work for the railroad when I was 18 or 19. And my boss, when I worked there, is this guy named Ron Brogan. And Ron is as tall as I am, probably outweighs me by 60 pounds, easy. But his arms are about as wide as your fucking thigh. Huge, huge man.
Right.
Benches, he does bench pressing for charity.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He wears that rubber suit so his joints don't fall to shit.
Right.
He benches like 700 pounds. He's a massive guy. And I was like, hey, Ron, you're working the fucking door. And he did, dude. Like my old boss, checking coolers and shit. It was something really, it touched me to be able to tell him what the fuck to do for that night. But he is a nice guy. He always was a nice guy, but fuck working for the railroad.
So you got through your first record. You did the record release. I would assume that there was some sort of tour or something after that.
We did nonstop shows for like 2.5 years, like as many shows as we could. That was when Saxon was in the band. I don't know if you guys know, but Saxon got his jaw broke at that show.
I don't think I knew that.
Actually, I did know that. For some reason, I think I did know that.
There was
he's referring to Mike Saxon, who was a bass player later on.
Yeah.
Well, during that era.
Yep.
There was a miscommunication, and he had gotten hit.
Like by a fist, right?
Yeah. And
was it your?
it was
fist?
not. It was not. It was not me. But like there was some. I'm trying to make this as vague, but as
Okay,
but
yeah.
also as detailed as I can, without it being like that being shitty. There were some events that happened to Mike that day that put him in a bad mood, basically, and our old label guy came with his brother in a limo, and they were like, hey, let's go get some fucking drinks before this whole thing starts off. So we did, and Mike didn't go because his ex-girlfriend, or his girlfriend at the time, she was like on her way, and she had a flat, and there was a bunch of like small shit like that. Just it was like a bad day for him. But we get back, and I don't know if he had been drinking, but Mark went with me. Mark took, my brother Mark took Mike's place and went with me and whatnot, and so we get back, and some words were exchanged, and I think there was a miscommunication there. And Mike, he got hit. This is back in the backstage area there, and we was cool. We were cool, and Mark apologized, and it was fine after that. Like tempers go immediately
Right.
sometimes, and so we're on stage playing, and Mike comes over to me, and he's like, "Hey, I think my jaw's broken," and I was like, "You're fine. Keep playing."
This is our record release show, man.
I was like,
suck it the fuck up.
It was like that part in the Chappelle show when he gets Oprah pregnant. He's like, Stedman, if you fuck this up for me, like that's how I felt in the moment. I was like, fine, keep going. And he has like blood coming out of his mouth,
No.
shit, and I'm like, stop selling it, Like, the next day he goes to the hospital. He's like, my fucking jaw's broken in 2 places, so he had to get his jaw, he had like a plate or something like that, if I remember right, but. He wasn't lying. So I'm a bad friend for not listening to him. So Mike, I'm sorry.
You were busy.
I mean, in that moment, if you would have listened to him, how would that have turned out?
Well, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean,
you're in the middle of it. You got to go.
You got
Yeah.
475 people looking at you right now.
right. Just play. You're
Just
fine.
play. You showed up in a limo, man. Come on, we're okay.
Yeah. Yep. And I was in backstage drinking Boddingtons in a can. If you've ever had it, fucking don't. It's not good, dude. It is not good. And that's it. That's all there is about Boddingtons. It's just not good. I'm sorry.
This is bad news bears.
I can drink a lot of UK beers, but Boddingtons fucking ain't one of them.
Was it thick?
Yeah, it was like 90 weight oil.
Oh,
It was fucking gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that nitrous
Yeah.
thing in it. Yeah.
No, it's not good.
So
That's never a good sign. But yeah.
Yeah, but that was a really good show, man. And there's a lot of people that were there that still come out to the shows. Even it was super cool, man. I had like some of my really good friends worked for me that night, and the pay was actually like, that was like probably the last show we got like really paid on. Because touring, you don't make shit. Touring, you don't make anything. You don't make anything anywhere. So, but that was cool, and it was nice to do a show like that to get people away from like bars. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even though like running the bar, like, yes, all that money comes in the back end for me, but like it's bigger than that. It's like it's a thing like, hey, it's a shit town, not a shit town, but like, there's not a lot going on. So if you can provide an event like that,
right,
and get people out of their normal thing and do something really cool, like, I think that's always
I think another that speaks volumes for that show, truthfully, is like the location. It's not a very central location for people to get to. I mean, it's on the outskirts a little bit of town. So I mean, you got to drive out there.
Yeah,
and, it's
and it's right by the state patrol.
Yep, that's
and it was fucking packed.
Yeah,
and that's cool because the reason we picked the Latin American Club for the last one was because it was away from that.
On the other side of town,
right? And like, maybe let's pick this place because it's right by Buffalo Wild Wings, a bunch of restaurants, people can eat.
Bunch of hotels right there too. If you need a fucking
But our mistake, because we booked the show on the day of one of the biggest UFC fights in fucking history happened.
Whoops.
Yeah, I don't know because I don't watch TV, so I have no idea.
You fucked up, AA Ron.
I did.
All right. Well, going back to the history here. You guys were on tour. You said for 3 years.
Yeah, I think we did. I think I was in. I think I was playing at the Ritz, and I was backstage, and I remember, and I was like, we've been doing a lot of shows for a couple of years now. Maybe we should work on some new stuff. Like, I think I might have been in mid play, because I think they put that show on TV, if I remember right. And there's probably, if there was ever any footage of it, if they were actually recording, if you found it, there's probably a part where I'm like, where it just fucking dawned on me.
This next one's called Ian Has an Epiphany.
Yeah, like, maybe we should write some new stuff.
Was there any member changes during that time? I can't remember when any of that came into play.
Man, that's probably...
Was Mike on the second album? I want to say no.
No, he was not.
Okay.
Man, there's been a bunch of people in and out over the last... the first, from 2010 to like 2016, yeah, we went through quite a few different people. And it's not because they were terrible people. It's not because of any shitty problems or nothing negative like that. It's like being in this band, and even like our current bass player, John, he actually just said it just the other day. He's like, it's not easy being in this band, because we take as many shows as we can. We tour, we do all of that plus your regular jobs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not just sitting around waiting for the shows. It's doing everything plus that. A lot of people can't commit to that, and it's no fault of their own, really. It's just life, and when you go on tour, like that's the make or break of your friendships, for one, and that will teach you pretty much everything you need to know about the person that's next to you and yourself, if you can do this or you can't.
Right.
And some people can't, and it's just, like I said, if you can't, then I get it, and I'm not going to be shitty about it. Like, it sucks, because a lot of those people were great people, and shit just doesn't work out sometimes. Bowen is, we all know Bowen, and he's a fucking, he's Bowen, man. He just is. And you know what? Like, the thing that I will give Bowen is that he is unapologetically Bowen. At all times. He does not give a shit, and he's pretty much down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck him, whatever, man, let's go. And that's cool. You know what I mean? But like, I don't think that he is necessarily the guy who wants to be on tour for 2 to 4 or 6 weeks at the time, because it does whoop your ass. It whoops your ass real quick. And when you're on tour, it's like this. I'll explain it this way. The first week you're on tour, it's great.
Honeymoon phase.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you're going, man, this is awesome. Here we are, we're doing this thing. And you're like, cool. And then the second week starts, and you're like, you're in it. Now it's work. It's just, I'm showing up. I'm doing the thing. I'm still positive about everything. You're starting to check your phone a lot, because now there's the distance. You know what I mean? There's the distance that you've gone.
Right.
Who the fuck knows where you're at this point? Week 3, that's the breaking point.
Right.
Week 3 is when you're like, shit. That's when it's like you're kind of starting to forget about what you did before, and now this is your life. You know, you're going to these places, you drive all night long, you sleep in a parking lot, shower maybe.
Right.
You show up, you play, you leave. You don't party, you hang out for a couple hours maybe, talk to some people, and then you pack up and you leave and you drive. And I usually drive at night because I'm always up at night anyways from running the bar. And it's safer. You know, some people don't think so, but it's way safer to drive at night because there's nobody out.
Right.
You know, so I can do 80 for 10 hours.
Yeah.
You know? And people think it's crazy, but like I would just put a movie on and put my phone on the console.
Right.
And then just drive. I would put one headphone in and then I'll ask. I had 2 cups of coffee or something like that, and I'll go, and the guys can sleep, and they'll wake up, and we're 2 states away from where we were, and we're good. But then when the fourth week starts, you're going, I'm never going back home. Like, that's it. Like, I live in this fucking van.
Here we are.
And I have to smell dicks all day, and this is my life. Like, but what the hard part is what the people that at home or on social media or whatever, what they don't realize is that what they think you're doing is crazy. You know, they think you're living like Van Halen and all this stuff, and you're like, I haven't showered in fucking 10 days. You know what I mean? I am standing in the cold and I can smell my own dick. You're
Right.
Like, people don't get that part, you know, and they think that you're doing all this crazy stuff, which you are. You're doing something that 99% of people can't do or won't do or whatever.
Too scared to do.
Right.
I think that's another thing. Like,
but you're living, you know, you have to do all of your relationships through your phone. You know, you get to see, and it always works out like this too, because you'll see one of your buddies post something and it's like, oh man, I had the best night of my life with my friends. We did this, we did that, and it was just great. And you're like, I'm in a fucking tin can on wheels, you know? And like, it's super lonely. And I don't get lonely, so it doesn't really bother me that much. But like, there's a huge high and a huge low to doing shows and to touring. When you're playing, even when the shows suck, you're still up. You know, and everybody knows that up. Everybody who's in a band knows that.
Right.
But then you get in the van and everybody else is asleep and you don't talk to anybody for 20 hours sometimes, you know, and you just live for that 4 hours that in that venue or whatever it is. And people, they can't quite comprehend the huge drastic change that is. And it really does. A lot of times when we get home, I know Cole and myself, we kind of go through like a little bit of depression when we get back home. Because that's what you're used to doing,
right.
you know, and you're not doing it anymore. Now you're like back at fucking whatever job you have. Like, that shit is whack. Like, but, you know, that's the life. And I have the whole bar to take care of. And I have, you know, children, and I have a lot of things on my plate. And I'm always the first guy in line to tour. Because even when the shows are bad, you know, you have to look at it like I'm still traveling the country with some of my favorite people in the world doing what I've always wanted to do,
Right.
and playing the songs that I wrote or we wrote or whatever it is. So you have to look at it that way. If you look at it, you know, if you look at it like in a negative way or anything like that, it will eat you alive fast. So that's kind of touring.
And on top of what you just said there, I mean, you do have a lot of things on your plate. One thing we haven't even mentioned yet is you do manage a bar.
Yeah. 7 days a week.
Yep. And you've got to balance that act with being pretty much, I'm not saying like the rest of the band doesn't, but you're pretty much the main spokesman for the band. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, I mean, with the bar, yeah, it's where I'm open every day of the year, and you know, it's legit 7 days a week, and you know, even operating just like we were talking about social media stuff earlier.
Yeah.
You know, I try to do 2 posts a day for the bar. I try to do at least 2 to 3 posts a day for the band. Doesn't always work that way, but most of the time.
You got,
you know,
a standard you're trying to meet, trying to make that presence.
And you have to do it every day. And if you miss a day, it will fuck you sometimes. But yeah, doing that, and then I work 7 days a week, and I'm on call 24 hours a day. If anything happens at any time, I gotta go. Now.
Right.
And people, they get used to, like, I have, with the people that come in the bar specifically, I've normalized 7 days a week. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, if you come into Spanky's and I'm in there, people are like, what the fuck?
What's wrong?
Why
is he not here?
Right? I don't have a chain around my foot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a person too. But
It's 11 a.m. Why is he not here when he just got off at 4 a.m.? You know, like
yeah, and people don't get it. They don't think outside of like you having a life. You're not like a person. You're like an entity,
right.
You know what I mean? And like that's kind of the way that works. And and with the bar, when I'm on tour, I do the same stuff as I do with the bar, except I'm not physically there.
So does that mean like you're doing like ordering, you're doing scheduling, you're doing
all of it,
still maintaining that managerial duties, but from Kansas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But and then like I usually have, I try to make like a phone call, at least 1 to 2 phone calls to the bar a day when I'm not there. Just check in, make sure everything's okay. If I don't make a phone call, I have an open messenger between all of my employees, which I try to manage constantly. And I mean, if there's anything else, just talk to me. I'm not a mind reader. If there's a problem and nobody brings it up to me, like I might not know. So just bring it up. And and the cool thing about the people that work for me is that they're great. They're great employees, and nobody's really hesitant to say there's a problem when there's a problem. And that's the best thing that you can do. The best thing you can have when everybody feels comfortable for open communication. Great.
Well, I also think it probably speaks volumes of your leadership and your managing duties. Honestly, it has to. Cause
I try. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm the best at anything. I just try. You know what I mean? Because with employees, like happy employees make a happy workplace. Right. If you let them know that you give a damn about them, like they'll probably back you up 9 times out of 10. That's they'll do what they're supposed to do. Or at least majority of it. Like, and and that's pretty much all you need. Just here's the minimal amount of stuff I need you to do. Just do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you do that every day, we will not have a problem. When they go beyond, or if they try to do extra stuff for you, like that's when you got good people and you treat them right, and they'll always be good to you.
Right.
And like segue from that to like the bar business, which does apply with the bar business and the band. Good business will always win over anything. If you are good to your clients that come in, if you treat them right, if you take a little bit extra time or, whatever they need, if it's not hurting you, just do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just fucking do it. Because the worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to be like, hey, he did something he didn't have to do. He did anyways. And the same thing with like the band. Anybody who comments on anything of ours on social media, I make it a point to go back and thank them. Right. Or I will, interact with them. It's in some way, because they matter. I mean, and they all matter. I mean, I'm not like Gary V where I'm getting 4,500 comments on something. Right. You know what I mean? That guy don't have time for that shit.
But he'll still try to as much as he can. That dude will fucking reach out.
But that guy's putting out massive amounts of content, and he's no bullshit about it, and that's great. Me where I'm at, which is nowhere, like I got time. I'll make time, for all those ones.
It's funny that you mentioned that because like usually anytime that you post up something, I've got something shitty to say just for fun, and you've always got an answer for it.
But it's always for fun. It's even for just like he knows.
And that's what I like. I like the interaction.
Yep.
Oh, he's going to talk about smelling his own dick. All right, I got this mother right here.
Usually it's like, hey, got a show on Saturday looking for an extra band. And I'm just like, hey, you should check out my band, The Small Dick and the Imitators or something like that.
Oh, man.
And then he's always like, oh, and then he's got some comeback for that. And then we just go back and forth on really bad band names.
Dude, you guys have like a minimum? Like,
yeah.
What's your base rate paid? Because I will fucking double it.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know how far you guys are booked out, man, but I'll cut a deal.
Wide open. Wide open.
10% of the bar, gentlemen. Here we go.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, you've always been very out there with the social media, always have a presence, and I think you've built kind of a fan base, I would say, from out of town because of that.
Yeah, I have friends everywhere. I'll tell you about this one guy named Damien. Damien Ricketts is his name, I believe. So Damien, if you're listening, fucking keep listening, I guess. But
we're gonna hashtag this motherfucker on this.
I think I was looking for a band, if I remember right. I was looking for a band, and I messaged this one band, and he's like, "Hey, I think it was him." hey, I'm not in that band anymore. Or, like, this is a different thing.
Right.
But he's from Australia.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. You know, I was looking for something else. I wasn't thinking. I was trying to find bands for this tour I was on. And then we just talked. I talked to him, God, I don't know, like a couple times a week. So
it's how it starts, right?
Yeah. And he was trying to get us on a festival in Queensland. I think it's next month. We talked about it because I messaged the festival and they're like, yeah, DM us. I was like, oh, shit. And I'll tell you,
Well, money, mouth, meat.
Right. When I initially messaged him, and I was like, these guys are going to message me back. Because I was like, hey, this a buddy of mine was trying to get us on this festival that you have. And I think my exact words were, what's it going to take to get a couple of cunts from the U.S. on this festival? And they were like, checked you out. Sent us a message, man. Like, sent us some stuff. And I was like, shit. Yeah. So I talked to the guys, and we weren't going to be able to do it. You know,
what, you guys can't just take a fucking trip across?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Did you go across the Atlantic? Did you go across the Pacific to get to Australia? I don't know. But
Cole can't stop making a ice cream cone for a second to go do that? Or?
Oh, man. No, he can't. You know, but like John, our bass player.
Yeah, what does he do?
John works for a company. I think it's called VTech, or I think it's how you say it, VTech. Something to do with, I think it's Honda parts or something like that. But he's got like a good job, dude. And he makes fucking great money,
right?
And he's like one of those. He has a legit job.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. He makes like 80,000 or something. I don't know what it was.
180,000. Do you hear that, IRS?
Yeah,
that's what John's really making.
But he has a grown up job, and and does that stuff.
And how old is he? John's younger.
28, I believe. I think he's 28.
How old's child?
I don't know.
I think something like that. 20. I think he's
old
28.
enough, no better.
So like here, like this is weird. This is going back some fucking years, right? Yeah. 2005 to be more specific, I believe.
Go ahead and open the second.
Stop by.
Here.
Oh yeah, there you go. Stop by somebody's house one time, and I think it was fucking Thrasher and Child hanging out, and he started playing a Perfect Addiction song because I used to be in the Perfect Addiction. I don't know if you remember those guys or not. It's been a minute, but he started playing with those guys.
I know you. And
then I saw, you got this new bass player named John Thrasher, and I was like, is that the same little fucker that started playing our song one time just because you just picked it up and started playing one of our songs? And I was like, so I don't know if that's the same kid or not, but if he's younger, it makes a little more sense.
What the fuck?
Not sure.
There you go.
Kind of. Well,
go ahead.
What you got there?
What is it?
So I'm passing around here, Crafted Artisan Meadery's Macho Mead Berry Savage. I think this shit's good.
Ian just smelled it like it's a fucking wine tasting contest or some bullshit.
Hey, man. Woo.
I put my lips on this mullet.
Tastes very macho.
Oh, yeah.
That's like ocean spray, like grape ocean spray.
That's a good reference, man.
I think that's exactly what it tastes like, didn't it?
Yeah. Giving that to my kids later on.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we're out of Benadryl. I got this Macho Man shit. They'll go right the fuck to sleep.
Take your ass to bed. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I think we talked about the first album to the second album. I guess one thing that we didn't go over, you had a label for the first album, but you didn't on the second. That was self-released, correct?
Correct.
Did you notice any positives to be releasing it yourself versus being on a label?
Well, there's kind of that's kind of where we're at right now.
Right.
And you can look at a lot of bands. A lot of bands are going without a label right now.
What was the advantage to having that first label? I mean, I'm not trying to
go ahead.
Yeah, like what?
Well, we were young.
What was? I mean,
we were younger, and we were like, a fucking label. Like,
yeah. Like,
you could have just said the
sign.
word label, and we would have been like, oh fuck, dude, yeah,
this makes sense.
And I'm sure I had some, jerk off attorney dude that I know look it over, like, just check it out, bro.
You did that?
Sure,
I probably wouldn't have done that. I'd be like, yeah, here we go. Wait a second, I'm still paying for it. Yeah,
yeah. But the guy's name was Josh Sackridge. And really nice guy. He had like a cool home studio and stuff, and we recorded that first record there. And his wife was super nice, and I think they had a daughter. She was like close to one of my kids' age.
Okay,
yeah, just nice people. And
where were they out of?
Napoleon. Actually.
Napoleon. Okay, so were there any other artists that were on?
Yeah, there was a few of them, man. I just don't remember what they are.
Were they
No.
the same genre? Were they
No.
you guys
We were the only.
you guys were like, oh, we need a metal band.
Yeah, we were I think there was like a jam band, and I think there was Nothing Like Us that was on there.
So like he would never be able to like, I'm gonna set up a tour for my bands. Like not getting that.
Weren't they based out of Napoleon?
Yeah.
That's what he just said.
Oh, I'm drinking.
You got that Macho Man up in you.
you got that Colt 45 in your veins now.
Yee.
But you know, with labels, like labels are good for young bands, for new bands, if you can get on one. Anymore, probably not, but it's good for distribution. It's good to get your initial hands out there. Once you have your hands and everything out there, you know, you kind of don't need them anymore. And that's not to say that all labels are bad. I don't mean that. I just mean like everything anymore. Like a lot of labels, I mean, they take 85% of your money, you know?
I mean,
And
just
that's-
to go into it,
You're doing all
I just downloaded this album today on podcast,
right.
and it was released by yourself, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
you can get your shit out there.
Yeah.
You can set up your own tour date.
You don't need them. I mean, and like I said, it's not going to any label that potentially wants to sign us. That's
Right.
you know, because you guys are awesome. But no, you know, labels. I mean, they take a lot of your money. You're doing a lot of the work now, anyways. I mean, I talked to one time, and we had just put the second record out. I think they were like, "Oh yeah, dude, we'd love to sign you." I was like, "Oh great, cool." They're like, "You just have to come here, and you have to pay us $10,000."
Oh.
And then you have to re-record your record.
Okay.
And then and that's the start of it. And I was like, what? Like that's not how labels work, to my knowledge. You know, I know we're not getting like $100,000 advance or anything like that, but like I'm totally cool with paying my own recording costs. I have no problem with that.
Right.
I'd rather pay for it myself than have you give me some money that now I can't make any money until all that's paid back. Like that's just piss poor money management. Like if you know anything about anything, don't ever fucking do that. Just pay for it yourself. You know, now you don't owe them shit. They just owe you, you know, for sales or whatever your deal is. But yeah, like when I talked to them, I was like, get the fuck out of my face with that nonsense.
Right.
Like, and I was just like, I just left it at that, and then we just didn't bother because we wanted to do a bunch of infrastructure work before we started to try and talk to people like that. So everything is potentially, for the most part, it's a numbers game. You know what I mean? Like if you have a great band and you go to this band's Facebook page and they have like 200 likes, you're like, what the fuck?
It's probably not gonna.
Probably not that good. But if you go to a shitty band and they have 100,000 likes, you're like, dude, what's the deal here? Like, this band's not very good, but they got to be doing something right. And a lot of it is perceived value because you think that since there's more likes or more whatever, that it's worth more.
And I think that's probably where a lot of things are moving to. It's just that now that we've put ourselves out there so many times,
right?
Like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy for a record label to go see how many times that album has been downloaded. How many likes do you have? How many social media platforms do you have? Like, what kind of,
how often, like
what's being reached when you put content out,
right?
You know? So.
And that's one of those other things that bands ask me constantly. I get questions, like I said, on social media stuff all the time, because if you go to, if you go to like your guys' page or anybody's page, my page, on Facebook, and it's, you know, I put some post out and it just says, it has like I have like 100,000 people on that like my page,
right?
But you can see my percentage of like my people reached.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. That shit don't matter. Like whatever I posted doesn't matter because your engagement is what is really important. Obviously, the amount of likes and all that stuff you have is important, but your engagement is what's really important because that's how many people are legit seeing it and interacting with it.
And that's what they want to see.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because if you have the thing out and say it's got a bunch of likes, it was probably paid for.
Right.
And you can find that out. The same thing on, you know, like Instagram and all that stuff. Like, you know, it's smart to run ads occasionally.
Because if you do too much,
right,
people are not going to.
Right.
I've done it a million times. Like, I've seen this video, then boom, ad.
Right.
Swipe up. I don't want to see
care.
it. No, I'm like, it wasn't that intriguing to begin with, but you're
right. You know, and the social media stuff, like you said, your engagement is what's important. When you have people that chime in, they want their voice to be heard, and it's important. It's important for you.
Yeah.
Like, you win both ways. You win all the way around, because like when you do stuff like that, it's, you're getting like information from them, which can help you. You know what I mean? Like, if you're, like the other day, we had I put a post out and said, hey, looking for bands. We're gonna start doing some different dates. What are some bands that you would like to see us play with? And people they chimed in. I think there was like 68 comments or something like that.
And I think that's like, how often are you going to get that though? Like, I think
Right.
that means you have a very good social media presence,
And
or at least fans that are willing to interact.
right.
So.
That's the important thing, because like, yes, our engagement percentage goes way up.
Yep.
Which is great, which obviously what we want, but like also the post and the question is not disingenuous. It is, I really mean it. Like, hey, like what are some other bands that we can connect with? Because then you're doing cross marketing, because say they tag a band that maybe doesn't have very much social media presence.
Yeah.
So now they're on a little bit of a bigger platform, and vice versa. Say that we're considerably less than another band. Now we're on their social media platform. Now they
tags
know,
and likes, man. It's
kinda
where we're at.
They know a band in our area now. Now we know a band in their area. Like, the person who commented feels important, or feel like their voice is important, which it is,
Right.
and all that stuff. So like, everybody wins there.
Uh-huh.
And that's one of those things about, like I said, about good business. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take the time, I'll message those people, I will comment or like or heart react, or
Do
whatever.
you
Yeah,
have.
I will do that.
There's a like or a smiley or
Yeah. Hey, I want you to know that I looked, I appreciate it, and I'm making it a point to come back to you. No matter how busy I am,
right.
those people matter.
And it's almost like the next level, because I remember, forgive me, it's been a minute since I've been in this game.
Yeah.
We used to do show trades, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you guys come up here and play a show with us. We'll promote the shit out of it, and we'll get you some recognition from our crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But you are going to throw a show down there, and we're going to come to you, and you're going to do the same, and you're going to get me. It's like that.
And they
but
still
on
do
a-
that.
right, exactly. I mean, but before there was no like tagging, comments,
Right.
fucking friend request.
Yep.
It was just like, hey, I might be able to sell a couple of CDs and a couple T-shirts up here. Great.
Yeah.
That's gas in the tank. Thank
Right.
you. Here we go.
Yep.
And maybe they'll come down to see us. Maybe they'll follow my social media page at that point in time. So
Right. And like as far, and like, and this is for all you bands out there. That's not it. I don't know why that burp tastes like sushi.
was that Uncle Colt 45 in the background? I heard. I think so.
But here's the thing with here's a little, I guess, a tip. Let's just use like Instagram,
Okay.
for reference here. You want to get more Instagram followers. You want to get more of that. Instagram is, I think, the number 3 social media platform right now. Google is the number 1 search engine. The second search engine is YouTube.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
I mean,
My YouTube channel is not what I want it to be.
okay, here's like, so I would describe you as a hustler, right? Because you're out there doing it all. I didn't even know you had a YouTube page.
Right.
But I know about your Insta, your Twitter, your fucking Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a channel.
Are we on the Snapchat?
I don't know.
Are you?
I am.
Okay. Adam, are we on the fucking Snapchat?
We are not.
But you will be. You will be, man.
What the fuck does people want to see us do?
I don't know. Drinking Colt 45s with Ian's probably one.
Dude, let's snap it right now.
Do it.
Are we making snap history?
We're snapping it.
Who's got long enough arms to get our fat asses all over this fucking...
Probably me.
All right.
I got
Fucking Viking.
ape arms here. I look like any of you guys who are old enough to remember Filibusters, Ghostbusters, with the ape in the suspenders and the jean shorts and the boonie hat.
Filibusters. That's Filmation. God damn it.
Is it? I thought it was Filibusters.
No, it's Filmation. That's
Is
the
it?
name. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Oh, wait a minute.
We got to get the Colt 45s in there? Is that what you're talking?
Yeah. I gotta get the Colts. Just wouldn't be right.
We're gonna edit the fuck out of this.
Well, I'm on number 2.
We're okay. Got a little macho man up in me.
Your warden's home.
Oh shit.
Oh, God damn it.
All right. Cool.
That's
It is.
all. That's all that matters, really.
You know, it's like in the movie Boogie Nights.
Oh man.
with fucking
Yep.
the Wahlberg, and he's always like, "Did it look cool?"
Yeah.
You know, that's all he cared.
Cool?
That's all he cared about.
So he's got his hands on his hips
Yeah.
like he just got done at
Did it
fucking
look
like
cool? I
Dancing
know
with
kung
the
fu,
Stars.
man.
Monster dick in that movie though.
Oh yeah, good dick.
The best part was William H. Macy when he goes in and he shoots his wife or whatever. Like, just calm as a fucking.
Because she's just banging everybody.
Yeah.
All. What are you doing?
Honey, I thought we weren't going to do this anymore. Fuck you.
Wow, this cast took a turn. I'll tell you that right now.
But
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't here for like the last 5 to 10 minutes.
yeah. Okay. I was at Instagram. All right. So Instagram, you want to get the followers, obviously.
Right.
So our job as content creators is to beat the algorithm. Okay. Every social media platform has an algorithm. Your job is to beat it without spending any money. Okay. Because we're broke. That's just it. We are. We're fucking broke. I don't want to spend outrageous amounts of money just to make sure my voice is heard.
Right.
So Facebook puts limitations on your social media accounts specifically for businesses.
Yeah.
You know, your personal ones, you know, I'm sure there's plenty of people that you're friends with that you don't ever talk to that see it, you know? And you're like, well, what the fuck good is this going to do? I mean, it does do good. But I want my business voice heard. I want the 12FU page to get out there. And
So like that's something I've
too.
learned. I've just learned because I've been kind of stale in the music industry for the last couple of years. Haven't really had anything like that to be put out. So when Adam and I started the 12FU page, now it's like, do you want to spend $30 to reach 298 people? And I was like, Adam, do you want to fucking spend like
fucking no! God damn it!
I'm like, I'll do it. I swear to God,
Not
I'll
right
do it.
now. Not right now.
I'm like, just don't tell Lindsay. Like,
Yeah.
we're cool, man.
No, absolutely not. And that's where, you know, the like every post you make on your, let's just like Facebook, every post you make on Facebook, so you post to the 12FU page,
Right.
okay? You immediately
Share
share
it.
it to your personal page.
Right.
You tag this guy.
Uh-huh.
He does the same thing. He tags you.
Right.
Okay. So you have your initial 12FU net. Okay. Now you have the both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you have Facebook groups that you could possibly be in. So there's a net
Right.
or multiple nets there. And, you know, spamming and all that bullshit, like, you know, there's a fine line. You know, like when I post my videos I'm in like 40 different groups or something like that. So when I post them, I will post them.
We got to get our group game up, bro.
Yeah.
My bad.
Because you have to look at it. Well, I'll explain this other part in here in a minute. But like, you don't want to overdo it because people know that you're spamming. But when you are legit, and you're like,
that
hey,
fine line,
yeah.
right.
When you're like, hey, I'm just trying to get out there. Like, if you like stuff like this, check it out. If not, hey, no
Right
worries,
on,
man.
right on. We'll be
Like,
around.
Yeah, you know, and then I might wait a week or two, you know, at least, and then put it in there again. Just throwing it out there.
Yep.
You know, if it's not welcome, hey, by all means, delete it.
Yeah.
Because you gotta have that fine line. You don't want to be, you know, a dick about it to people. But you also like, hey, this is my fucking thing. I want to try and get it out there. With the group thing, we have our actual Black Order page, and then we kept a group as well. You know, so because the thing is with the page, it's only going to be seen by X amount of people. Luckily, in our band, there's at least 3 people, so there's 3 other nets. So we're at 4 total nets.
Yeah, you're trying to hit.
Right.
Or
I
you're
don't
going
know.
to expose yourself to.
I don't know how many people are in my friends list, 1,500, 1,800, I don't know, something like that, you know, but like.
Well, it's hard when you have to keep rebuilding your friends list.
Yeah. So, you know, there's potentially a decent size bit of net right there, you know, and then with the other guys, I don't know how much they have, but, so you have all of those. There's 4 right there. But if you create a group, so you have your 12FU page, create a 12FU group. And this goes for all of you, if any of you guys are listening, if you have a business page or a band or literally anything at all like that, create your business page and then create your business page group. So you would have the 12FU official page and then the 12FU, you could call it whatever, group page or something like that.
Right.
The thing about your business page is that it's only going to be seen to X amount of people. They will limit the people that can see it because they want you to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, with a group page, you can invite everybody on your friends list, everybody on his friends list, And that can go on and on. The
Right.
people in your friends list or vice versa can invite their friends to that thing.
And just keep it building.
But the most important thing, and I can't stress this enough, the most important thing about the group pages is that everybody will get that notification.
Right.
Not everybody will get the notification for your business page, but they will get it for your group page. That's the thing. That's the, like, I can't stress it. Like, everybody will see that. You know, it'll ding, and I don't know how many notifications they get in a day,
Right.
but it'll be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and if you look on your, like, if you look on your, back on your business page, you will see your engagement. You'll see your engagement go way up. The people seen. Okay, like here, I'll show you here. So, okay, so if you look at like the first video that we put out, the Harbinger, I'm the Harbinger video, that got 18,000 plays in a week.
Oh shit.
In a fucking week. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it was seen by over, I think it was 33,000 people.
In a week.
Yeah, in a week, in 1 week.
All from fucking...
I didn't pay for any of it.
Right.
Oh damn.
I paid for nothing. Zero. Now, my YouTube views on it fucking suck. Because my like, I am not as versed in YouTube as I am in Facebook and Instagram.
Right.
Those are the ones I deal with every day, all the time. You know, if you want to have, like, if you guys would want to build a YouTube channel for this, film it.
Right, yeah.
Film it with a couple of GoPros. You don't need fucking anything crazy. All you guys can do that shit in your house, and you put an episode out every week or whatever you're.
Shut up. Shut up.
whatever you're, however often you do it. But yeah, but you'll see, like,
I blame all of you on this, Adam, because I didn't know any of this.
You know what? I'm not too versed on the YouTubes, but I will say it's kind of funny because I noticed this when, I don't know if anybody stuck around for the last episode. There was a little clip of me and Jake's Misfits cover band. I'm sorry,
Tribute band. Jesus fucking
Tribute band.
Christ.
Oh, by the way, I need to go back and kind of fix something what we did. We said that KDP had helped Alex. She actually did all the makeup and stuff for Alex. So
Sorry, I didn't know.
I didn't know, but I was...
Hell hath no wrath.
But anyways,
like
I wanted to let you know
KDP.
that when I was checking out that video, it's 9,000 views.
Since 2012.
Yes. Who the fuck wants to watch some shitty tribute band in the fucking mall?
how many stupid videos do you watch in a day?
Oh, man.
Oh shit.
Dude, one time I started...
A lot.
So this was 2009.
So there is a market. And I don't mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't mean to call your guys' videos stupid or
Oh,
anything.
it was.
Well,
It
I
was
mean-
stupid. It was stupid.
But you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
we fucking rock Spankies, though, so I don't want to give a
Yeah.
shit.
You know what?
We should have had video footage of that fucking
It's
show.
always the best shows that never get fucking videoed. It's always the most embarrassing ones that are living forever on fucking YouTube.
This is all I do remember.
I did read those comments, by the way.
Jesus. They're bad.
And I was like, bro. It's like, I was at the bar and I was reading them and I was like, I feel like I need to give Adam a hug right now.
Yeah,
Or something. I was
oh.
like, these motherfuckers are ruthless.
Oh my God, they cut so deep.
I was like, damn. I was like, I hope these same people don't watch my video. It's like, shit. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It'd be, oh, fuck. Where was I going to go with that? That's so fucking true. Oh, the fucking Spankies Earth AD show. Honestly, all I remember was my fucking tab was $52 that night. And all I was drinking is $2 High Life.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, well, that's fucking 26 beers right there. Like, that's all.
Let me tell you this one. Anytime I play the Civic in Toledo,
Yeah.
they have, and the same thing with Frankie's, they usually have Colt 45. Forget it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm buying all of them normally.
So like, wait, is the black order coming? Yeah, hold on, I'll be right back.
Stock it up. Nobody else will drink them. It's just me. You know, Cole might have like, you know, he might have one. John might smell it, and then that's about it. But so we were playing at the Civic, and I don't think we had played yet. Maybe. Well, we left and we went to Frankie's because Tyler was playing.
Oh, okay.
And we missed his show. We were there for 5 minutes, and my bill was $40.
Whoops.
Oh fuck.
So we went back to Frankie's, or I'm sorry, not Frankie's, but the Civic, and I cashed out. My bill there was $153.
Yowza.
And I was like,
God.
I was like, fuck it, you know. So we left, and then
Make it rain.
and it's right down the street from Rallies. We went to Rallies,
Oh God.
and then I bought everybody's Rallies, and it was $60. And we were there, and Cole's like sitting next to me, and he orders. I'm like, dude, get whatever you want. And he was like, he orders, and he's like, man, he's like, I got wings. I should probably get some wings. I was like, you fucking get them. I don't care what you get at this point. I'm broke either way. Like, I don't
fuck
care.
this.
I don't even give a damn. Just get whatever you want.
When you're so deep being in fucked, just stay fucked and live.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a day. I'm going to make more money. It's fine.
Yeah.
Not saying I have a bunch of money to throw around, but
Nope. It came out today.
back to the
I was gonna say we've gone so far.
Nah, it's
Okay.
cool.
But it's good. It's all good.
That's fine.
I'll use this picture as a reference here. So on the band's Facebook page, I posted a picture of this guitar.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
All it says is, are there any green guitar lovers out here? This is my Agile Ghost 77, blah, blah, blah. Show me yours.
Yeah.
Because I like looking at guitars.
Yeah.
You know, good ones, bad ones, ones I'll never play. I don't care. I want to own them all.
But
You know what I mean?
it's also getting engagements, right? On your post.
Because that post got 95 likes
Okay.
for one and has 82 comments.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And 3 shares, which I didn't share. You know what I mean? And like, why anybody else would be like, hey, here's a picture of this guy's guitar. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Right.
you know, and if I saw it, I'd be like, all right. Like,
Maybe throw a like out there.
yeah,
right?
maybe. But it's still cool. Like, the people who did share that, like, that's awesome. The people that engaged. And like, I just, you know, I'm at the end of the day, dude, I'm a guitar nerd. Like, I want to see them. And like, I want to chit chat with people that I don't kind of normally chit chat with. And
Yeah.
like, it's cool just to have that, you know, it's not, like I said, it's not disingenuine. I mean it. I want to see
Right.
these other things. And like, it's dumb, but like, I like the color green, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
but that my people reached is 1,048.
Oh, really? Just that post alone?
Yeah. So I'll just do like another one. There's 928 people reached. Like, there's 770, 1157 over this guy's earplugs. Troy, shout out to Troy.
Okay.
Which is super cool. We don't sell those. He had those custom made.
Oh, really?
He sent that design in, your design.
Yeah.
Sent it in and had a place custom make him earplugs, which is so cool.
No, that's awesome.
You know what I mean? And like, that's just super awesome because, like, you know, just the people that do stuff like that, and even if it's only him for the rest of my career, still had one.
Right.
Right.
That
Because
guy's-
you moved somebody enough to
Yeah.
actually want to go out and do that for you.
Yeah, and like, yeah, if you just pay attention, like I said, like the people reached in your post is super important because that's what lets you know the engagement. If you know, you're gonna get kind of like an average, and ours is like about 1,000. But on our new page, there's only probably like 1,300 people that like the page on the new one. So if you're batting 1,000, not bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're doing okay. Obviously, there's peak times. There are there's all that nonsense that does come into play. If it's anything basically like in the AMs, like I think it's like 2 a.m. to like 6 or 7 a.m., don't bother. Don't waste your time.
Right.
You know, what I have, and everybody's different. Everybody's engagement is a little different. There's kind of some ballpark times, but you know, everybody's a little bit different. So you could do, like, I try to do like a noon to 1 p.m. post and then about an 8 p.m. post.
Okay.
Because that's a lot of times when people are on. Now, with Instagram, it's different. Instagram, you know, it might be 7 a.m. and it might be 7 p.m. Or it might be like, here's a thing I can show you on Instagram here. So you have your Instagram, go to your personal thing, up here, insights. You're going to go down. You're going to go to audience. And you're going to go all the way down here. So this is your followers and how active they are during the times of the day.
Fuck, Adam, did you know that either?
No.
So
Jesus.
this is that's the amount of
You
people.
learning?
This is the amount of people that engage with you on a regular basis every day. So if you're like right now, my peak times today are between 12 and 3 and 6 and 9. So you should post those times. And it's the same thing every single day.
It is
And
a-
it does changes. I mean, it does change. So it shows my percentage of the people who like and all that stuff. you just got to kind of nerd out like a little bit.
A little bit on it.
Yeah, and that's what I do every week. And that's why people ask me constantly, about all this social media stuff, because like I'm in it.
Oh,
You know what I
clearly. But that's you've researched how to get your brand out there.
Right.
You know,
and at the
So
end,
the least amount of cost to you.
Right,
Other than a little bit of time.
I mean, 7 people have seen this picture. Since
That's what I
posted
saw,
it.
like
I
7
mean,
people.
Come on.
And probably all 7 of those because we fucking tagged the Black Order in it.
I mean, I'm not going to say no.
so a funny story is there used to be there was a band from Toledo called Buried But Breathing, a really awesome metal band, and Chris Kohlenberg and Mike Raines and all those guys, and great band. I had bought one of their shirts one time, a long time ago, and Mike would crack up because every time I did a picture with me wearing their shirt, their stuff would go up. And he would message me about it, and he would say stuff like that. He'd be like, dude, he's like, did you take a picture with me or wearing our shirt? He's like, because I noticed our stuff went up a little bit, and I was like, actually, I did. Which is, I mean, it's fun. It's very funny to me how that like trickles down. The business.
Well, I hope you still have the same effect. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Yeah, but
I mean, we could use a little bit of a rub there.
yeah,
I'm not bragging or anything,
Hey,
but
man.
Oxy Zero's at 69 views, and I only posted that an hour before the show.
Oxy Zero?
Oxy Zero.
You cheating bastard.
yeah.
But anyways, I mean, we've gotten way off, but I mean, it's all good information. So I'm really glad that we're talking about all this and
I'm
whatnot.
okay with it.
Getting back to, I don't think we're going to get into any of the Spanky stuff, any of that. I've got plans for that later on down the line. But back to the Black Order and whatnot. Where are we looking at right now? Like, I know you guys just released a new album last year.
October 6th, I think, is when it came out.
Did that have an album title, or was it just another self-titled?
Why can't I remember
American-
it? Oh, the Great
American
American
Overdose?
Overdose.
That's right. That's right. I'm sorry.
I was
and I
like-
designed the fucking artwork.
I was
So
like the Great American Overdose. I was thinking, did I miss something? Because I knew what it was.
well,
right
the
away.
first album was called Chapter 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I thought the second album was supposed to be called Chapter 2. I don't know if it ever actually got a title.
Is it one of those like Xbox 360, Xbox One kind of things? He's on his phone.
He's looking.
I have
He
I
needs
had
to
an
know.
employee. I had an employee. I had a message.
Oh, see,
Oh.
and we,
My bad.
full circle. We're right back to it.
What the fuck did you just say?
I don't know.
Xbox.
Adam was talking about how you don't know how to order your CDs titles names.
Yeah,
So
I don't.
chapter 1
I
should
don't.
be followed by chapter
Was this the prequel?
Skip it.
2. Oh, prequel years.
Yeah.
Got it.
Skip it. Yeah. Yeah, I think we originally was supposed to be there. I think I fucked it up when I ordered them or something like that. Like, yeah, it's my fault. I'm sure.
Doesn't matter.
I'm positive. It's
No,
But I
I
mean-
think honestly the title of the album, The Great American Overdose, track 1,
Yeah.
fucking sets the tone. Like you're like, well, it's gonna be some fucked up shit. Let's do this.
Yep. You talking about the little intro track there?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love
It's
it.
Wasn't that done by Roscoe?
Yeah. Roscoe.
It's
crashed
almost,
to that.
it's almost like it. I don't know if it's because we're in Northwest Ohio and it's actually hitting close to home, but it fucking hits really close home to me. So I really did like it. Yes.
We can't monetize that track because there's YouTube clips that we didn't pay for.
Oh, really?
So we had to demonetize that one. we can't we will never make money off that track. Which,
Yeah, who knew?
whatever. What are you gonna do?
But I
But,
mean, like, tell us a little bit about the album. I know you recorded at the Ohio.
Ohio Recording Company with Brendan Willis.
Where's that out of?
Fremont.
Because there's a video of you guys shooting something.
Yep, we did our I Am the Harbinger video there.
Okay, that's the one. And it looked like a nice fucking studio.
Dude,
so
it is really nice. Like the thing I will say about like with bands, there's recording bands and then there's touring bands.
yeah.
I was never really into the recording process. It's fucking boring to me. But I always like touring because I like how wild shit is sometimes. So recording with Brendan and at that place changed my whole outlook on that because that guy and his wife run that whole place alone.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? He does all the engineering and stuff like that, and his wife does like basically all the bookkeeping and stuff like that. And they are like two of the best people I've probably ever met. As far as like and all that stuff goes, they're good humans, you know.
Yeah.
Brendan knows his shit, and his wife is one of the sweetest ladies, and she just like, they work together so well, and and they make that place happening all the time. And he does like in studio performances that are great, and they're filmed very well. And he's doing podcasts and stuff like that in there now, and he's had some very people that are up there, and he does publishing stuff. He goes to Nashville and stuff for, he tries to write like jingles for shows and stuff like that, and it's all types of stuff. Like that guy's, he's doing what most people want to do, and he's doing a great job at it. And he did a great job recording our record. One thing, when we first started making that record, we tracked everything with my normal gear. And then I was like, it's good. It's not great. I like it. I don't love it. Not by anything that he did, but I was talking about overall guitar tone. So we were like, well, he's like, I got this Ibanez TS9, like a tube screamer, that's been modded out by Analog Man. Cool, let's use that. We recorded it. Man, it sounds way better. Because it's nice to get that in front of your amp to just pump those tubes a little bit more. And then he's like, well, I have this hand-built Klon Centaur. I don't know if you guys know about Klon Centaur pedals, but they're $2,200.
Oh shit!
Oh wow,
they're very expensive.
I know what $2,200 means.
Yeah, this is a handmade one.
Oh wow.
So we put it in front of it like, oh man, that sounds really good. So we retracked the guitars again. So we initially tracked them with just the amp, then we retracked them with the TS9. Then we did it again with the Klon, and then I was like, hey, I got this Horizon Devices Precision Drive coming in the mail. It's made for guitars that are extended range or like low tunings, which we were in drop A for, I think, 8 out of 10 songs on that record. So, and that pedal was $220. It's nothing, right? So we get it, and we plugged it in, and I was on it for 5 minutes, and he was like, we just like looked at each other through like the glass, and was like, fuck it, let's just retrack him. Like, we tracked him 4 times. And that pedal, for what I'm doing, perfect. And what's funny is like that $220 pedal beat out the $2,200 pedal.
Right.
I mean, in seconds. So, and it's always in my signal chain now, and I don't have it up hardly at all. I don't even know if I have it to 1. It's literally there just to push tubes.
Mm-hmm.
But like Brennan, he knew immediately, as soon as, I know it because I know what I want. He knew it because he knew the sound.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And like when we looked at each other, we were like, fucking yeah.
There you
like,
go.
That's the thing right there.
I would say it was when you guys are recording this album, one thing that was kind of cool, being a follower, of course. You guys is updating picks in the studio, so you could see like, oh, they're back at it. They're grinding it out. Down in the studio.
18 months, 17 months, or something like that.
I felt like it seemed like I was seeing a lot of pictures over a long period of time.
It was constant.
So I'm going to try to make this sound like it's seamless, but it's not. We all took a piss break.
Oh, my God.
Sorry about it.
Colt 45.
Colt 45, some asshole had to bring it. We all drank it. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's still on his what? Is this your second? What the fuck?
Colt 45 is not a sponsor of ours. We do not have to say it was great.
You know what? As much as I promo those guys, like, come on, help me out. Give me a patch for my vest at least.
I mean,
or
something.
Say my name one time. That's all I'm
They
asking.
got Lando Calrissian over
I know, come on,
filming
man.
videos for you or what the fuck?
Dude, Billy D, help me out, man.
That's right.
Jesus.
Well, because none of us can remember what the fuck we were talking about before the break. So, you've recorded the new album.
Yeah.
The latest thing that looks like you guys have been doing is you've been doing a lot of video work.
Yeah.
The latest one, I can't remember the name of. You're going to have to help me out here.
Black Swamp Syndrome?
Black Swamp Syndrome, yes.
Look, I
Was
did my
filmed in
homework.
a house. There you go.
Yeah.
You're carrying this show, not me.
Hey, does your back hurt?
From carrying this motherfucker all the goddamn time. Yeah,
That's right.
no, honestly.
Tell me the history of the Misfits, motherfucker. Right now.
I didn't have to read a book to know the fucking history of the Misfits.
What the fuck ever. What the fuck ever.
But what I do, honestly, I didn't do my history. I just really liked that video. I was like,
It was a fun video.
It looked like a fun video.
It really was.
What our only disappointment was, is you guys didn't cut in the video of that fucking floor bowing like 6 inches down.
That's true.
Dude. Well, we didn't get the those videos until after we were done shooting anyway.
But like
that shit was nuts.
When you guys
man.
posted that, I was like, I would have been a little scared, honestly.
Best part is I got a text message that said most entertaining part was the dude in the fucking overalls, and I was like, Chase Zartman?
Yeah.
The dude, the guy who told me didn't even know it was Chase Zartman. It was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm in a band with that guy right now. So, yeah.
Chase, man. And you know what? Like Chase was like, he was like the second person to show up. Him and Carrie.
Really?
Yeah. Something like that. That guy with the plugs, Troy, he showed up. I think he was the first person to turn up, and I think Chase was like right behind him.
Overalls and all, huh?
No, he didn't have them on. He was like, he was just dressed like, regular old Chase, post-hardcore Chase or whatever you want to call it, like,
Dirty punk bastard.
Yeah, but he looked like a finger quote normal guy, and then half an hour later he had overalls and his titties hanging out. Like, and I was like, what the fuck happened? I had no idea.
Did he one strap the bibs?
He did.
I think he did.
He one strapped it.
I think he did.
Like his fucking kid and play up in there,
which was awesome because like it's so because like those videos they go sometimes they can get kind of monotone when it comes to like people,
right?
And it's like Chase
every time too, and he was right up front,
right? He was right in front of me, dude.
Now that was a house that somebody was trying to sell, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they're still trying to sell it, but
I thought that was very fucking
be
trustworthy that they gave you this house.
Yeah, it should be a good selling point, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It was the focal point of a music video by local
the next
legends.
family that comes in, this place
legends.
smells like beer.
Local jerk offs in the Blackwater.
They're like the buyer's like, smells like Colt 45 in here.
And then the wife's like, how the fuck do you know what that smells like?
Right.
Goddamn bitch, get off my nuts.
Oh man, yeah, we had some. We had some there. There's probably still a couple beers in the fridge right now. I think.
Well,
we left them in there for posterity.
Didn't she live like in Boston or some shit?
Yeah, she lives in Salem now. Jen and Matt for letting me not fuck the house up.
I think that was like in the contract. Is that what it was? Like, hey,
Yes.
man.
Yep.
And now we get into the specifics. How many people were in that house?
Oh man, probably. I think there was at least 60.
Okay.
At least.
Because I was working that day. My old lady was talking about coming, and I don't think she did for whatever reason, but
Safety.
Yeah. Yeah. The cool thing with that house is that the way that those two rooms are divided, it was actually just naturally divided that way.
It looked like a stage was being set up naturally, and I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, and so when I was first like trying to find a place, Jen had gotten a hold of me, and she was like, "Hey," she's like, "What are you looking for?" I was like, "Really, just like an empty house with hardwood floors."
Yeah.
Hardwood floors just in case something got spilled.
Okay. I wondered what the hardwood floors was all about.
That's all it was, just in case.
For when something got spilled, yes.
Yeah, and then she was like, "Well, I have an empty house with hardwood floors." I was like, "Well,
Where was it at? Like location?
524 Hopkins, I believe."
So like,
Probably
on
didn't need
Hopkins
to say
Street.
the
Yeah.
address,
Do you think
but
like the
that's okay.
neighbors were like, "Is this who's fucking moving in over here? Like, what the hell's going on?"
Were you guys plugged in and actually playing?
Oh yeah,
Oh, shit.
yep, full volume and everything.
Oh,
How many
shit.
takes did it take to?
6.
Oh
We
man.
did 6 takes, dude.
Did you do a mini concert?
No, we just did the takes. We just did because they were saying something like, "Dude, we should just do a full show," and I was like, "We're gonna have to do at least 6 takes of the song." I think I initially said 5. Roscoe was like, "Let's do 6."
Was Roscoe the director?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was, and I was like, if we played all of our other stuff after that, it's gonna be like, because it's hot in the house. I mean, it gets hot.
Oh, yeah.
all the stuff going on, all the people, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Everybody's a fucking mouth breather. So,
Especially with this crowd.
yeah. So we would do 2 takes and then give people a break. Let them go outside, take a piss or smoke or whatever the hell you can do.
Yeah.
Get some fresh oxygen. So you're not smelling armpits the whole time. So we do 2, take a break for, 20 minutes or something like that, and then go back. So it took, I think it took maybe about 2 or 2.5 hours to film, which is not that bad.
No.
And I'm really super pumped for everybody that came out and supported that. And that was really cool. The whole thing just overall was cool. And holy shit, am I so glad that floor held up.
Oh my god, it looked like when they showed that when that was posted on I'm assuming Facebook.
So
Yeah, somebody had sent the initial video to me. I chopped it up and then made like the little compilation video.
Because I think you guys recorded that on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had band practice on Sundays,
Mm.
and then Chase was talking about, he's like, the fucking floor was like just bowing.
Like nobody told you about the fucking floor until after the fact, or what?
You put 60 people in like, probably.
yeah, there's weight limits and stuff.
8 foot by, 12 or 13 foot space. Like,
Come on, Adam. Nobody talks to Beyonce when she's shooting, okay? So nobody had the balls to go like, Ian, the floor is kind of bowing over here.
Well, I've been raised like worst case scenario. Like, what the fuck would you have done if that floor gave way?
Oh, kept fucking
You know what?
shooting that
Oh my
shit. That
God.
would have been awesome.
it'd have been a great video.
Yes, it would have.
Hospital bills, guys, sorry. You can't get blood from a stone, fuck you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that it all just kind of worked out.
Well, it looked good.
Yeah,
No, it looked
very
great.
good.
Really
And
good.
we had a good time, and
Honestly, hats off to Roscoe because
Yeah.
he's great, dude.
Yeah.
And he's a great director, and he's an exceptional musician. You know what I mean? That
He's a
guy-
jack of all trades.
Yeah, he really is. And
Like when his name started popping up, like in the, like, oh, you met that Roscoe, and
Yeah.
and it just kept happening more and more right at once. So when he made his presence on the scene, because
yeah,
everybody fucking knew him.
yeah, and
So
like nobody else got that name really.
Yeah,
So-
and then maybe that's why, because it's kind
Well,
of a name that.
also like when we did our video at the studio there, Brennan was really impressed with the work that he did, and he hired him to do other jobs there too. So which is great because like I guess we were kind of the segue between him and Brennan, which great. You know what I mean? If you're getting more work out of it, if everybody's happy all the way around, that's awesome.
Right.
You know, I'm happy to be, or we're happy to be those people, and to make that connection there, if that's what it was. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun video to shoot. I had a few Colt 45s in me. I had a big shot of wild turkey in me, I think, at the time too. So it was fun.
Okay. Well, we're in May of right now of 2019. Like, what's the rest of the year hold for the Black Order?
Well, we cut back on touring a lot. For a while there, we were doing like 5 a year, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or something like that at a time.
Yeah, because I'd get hired to do DJing, and I don't hear that shit anymore.
Right. Touring sucks. Touring is hard. Touring will make or break you mentally, financially. It'll make or break your friendships. It'll make or break your whole band. And I highly advise every band to go do it. Because there's nothing like it in the entire world. There just isn't. Like I said, even when the shows are bad, I'm still doing what I've always wanted to be doing. And that's nothing to be mad at. But right now, we're trying to do more weekend warrior type of shows, attack those. I think if we do a tour, it'll probably be a supporting tour, or I don't know if we're going to buy onto something, but we would probably prefer to do something like that. Because when you're, until your social media stuff gets like really good, you're kind of, for lack of a better term, like you're throwing money down a hole. You're hoping it works out, and it does help. When you play some of these places and people are like, dude, this place sucks, or, sorry, the turnout wasn't good, but like you guys are great, and you make those good connections because they do. Like I said, a lot of those people that I've talked to on tour, I still talk to them every week, easy. And you can't beat certain experiences like that. So, but we're just trying to do like not smaller shows, but just weekend stuff. And then right now we're working on some new songs. We were hoping to have like an EP out by I think the summertime, but
I was going to ask, like, what did you say the first album came out? 2009?
2010.
2010? Okay, so we're looking at about 9 years later. You have 3 albums out. Do you expect, since you're cutting back on touring, to get a little bit more production out, like more albums and whatnot?
I hope so. Yeah, the reason there was such the gap that we were nonstop doing shows for those first couple of years. We didn't stop to think about it. And then we started doing that. When we did our second record, we had to record it 5 times.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So that's why it took so long to get that second record out. And then we put that second one out, and we were just doing tours constantly.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many dates we did, but a fucking lot. And we were doing probably at least 5 tours a year, and then we were taking any show given to us, like at any time, as many as we can get. But yeah, now that we're not really kind of doing that as much as we used to, yeah, it kind of gets you. It gets you to you got to kind of set your own deadlines. I mean, when you're with a label, you have a deadline. You automatically have one. You know, you got to have X done by X time. When you're on your own, you got to kind of make your own. And it's up to you to stick to them. You know, if you want to, you can. If you want to, if you don't have to, but because there's nobody on your back. But if you make them, you know, hopefully the rest of the guys in your band will get a fire under your ass to get it done too.
So how does that work? Is it like Ian setting these things up? We're going to jump on with Ian. We're going to be following him wherever he goes, or is it? Or are you guys pushing each other? How do you?
You mean with like recording or
Recording, touring? How is it like? I mean,
Well,
you're the staple that's been in the band since the beginning,
right. We have like, well, like, oh, okay, so like with a tour or shows or whatever, like we'll just use shows for reference there. So the month of May, a lot of us are busy. We have shit going on, so
Yeah.
there's probably not a lot going on in May. So we just kind of go like, all right, what's our schedule look like for June, July, August, or something like that?
Yeah.
And then we have a calendar. We black out any days where we know that we absolutely have something like personnel, you know, that we can't do.
Like June 18th, 19th.
Right.
Okay.
That's a Friday, Saturday this year.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. So, but so the kid's birthday is always on Sunday.
Oh.
I always have their birthday. So yeah, I could play. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. But so we black out days that we know that we cannot play. So that takes all of that out. Everything else is up. You know, it's basically it's like we sit down, we have rehearsals, you know, a couple times a week, and then we go, what do you guys want to do? Like, okay, well, we have this, we have this, we have this. So let's book those, and then we make a list of that shit. And then, you know, if there's like a tour, you know, we bring it up. Do you guys want to tour? If so, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Okay. And you want to do, like, if you're booking a tour, you want to go at least 3 months ahead of time because it takes time to hear back from people, you know? So, you know, get yourself like a good graphic ready where you can fire out, you know, flyers easy, you know, all that stuff. But it's a lot of conversation. What do you guys want to do? What do you want to do this year?
Do you map it out?
Yeah.
Like if we're going to play Chicago, we can hit Indy, then we can go down wherever that was.
Because I've had tours booked by other people.
And it just...
Where I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Like, why would you ever do that? Mm-hmm. Why am I in Columbus today? I'm in Detroit tomorrow, and then I'm in Dayton the next day. I'm like, who the fuck did that? That's stupid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So when you're doing it, like when you're booking a tour, I always try to make like a loop, you know what I mean? Or something like that. Something that makes sense.
Something logical.
Yeah. And when you can do it, you can if you're putting 3 hours in between your shows, 3 hours is good because 3 hours is probably only going to cost you, if you're in a van with a trailer like ours, 12-foot trailer, you're probably going to do, I don't know, $60 or something like that in gas.
Yeah.
$60 is manageable. If you get it from a show, that's manageable, you know, because, you know, touring, you're not out to make money. You're hopefully out to break even at the point, you know. So put your shows, try to get them 3 to 4 hours away from each other. That way you're not driving 16 hours. You know, when you're in California, in Southern California, there's a bunch of places to play. In Northern California, there is nowhere.
That's like Napa Valley fucking wine country up there, right?
Well, when you play in LA, which we've played in LA multiple times, you play in LA, the next place to play is Oakland or San Francisco. That's 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
Or 4 hours. 4 hours on a map. It's really about 6 hours when you're driving it. There's really nowhere in between because if you take like Pacific Coast Highway, it's all, you know, vineyards and all that stuff. It's really neat to drive it. I remember the first time I was ever driving it, we were on there, and my mother loves the song Ventura Highway by America.
Yeah.
If you know that song.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it on, and I took like a video and I sent it to her because I was actually on Ventura Highway, and she was like, "That's so fucking awesome." And it's cool. But then you get to Oakland, and you're like, I don't know if I want to fucking be here. Because Oakland is wild. Oakland is a wild ass place, and I played there a couple times, and I remember the first time I ever played there, we were at this place called the Stork Club, and we were across the street from the club, and this old man comes out of the club. He's like, "Hey, don't fucking park there." Like, why not? I was like, "Can we not park here?" He's like, "No." He's like, "You can park there." He's like, "But if you come outside, all your shit's gonna be gone." What? Why? And he's like, "Well, there's a homeless shelter the next street over." I was like, "So what? That's the next street over." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "But they'll take all your shit." I was like, "I'm literally 30 feet from the club right now." he's like, yeah. He's like, but he's like, just pull over here. I can't. I said, all the spaces are pulled up. He's like, gives a shit. Park in the street. You want me to park like our full size van and our trailer in the street? And he's like, that's what I said. It's like, okay, all right. So us and our buddies in this band called VX36, they had like a senior citizens like bus.
You're right.
Short bus.
Like short bus, yeah.
And they had a trailer and everything. And so it's them. There's the curb side parking. Then there's the next lane, and it's their stuff. And then there's us, front to back there. And he's like, yeah, here's fine. Okay. So we went in and we played and we came out and there's no tickets, no nothing. Like nobody gave a shit. We're in a fucking lane, dude. Like, and nobody cared. And that's Oakland. Actually, with I'll tell you something really funny.
Sure.
We were playing in Oakland. We were on our way to Oakland. We were going to play the Oakland or the Metro Opera House, something like that. And there is a what you want to call it? There's train tracks that line. I don't remember what overpass it is or what highway it is, but there's train tracks that line it, and all along the train tracks there are homeless camps, boxes and whatever you want to call it. So we get to this one, and we're kind of stuck on this overpass, and it looks like shopping carts like stacked up. So there's a lady who climbs out, and we're just stuck, and the lady climbs out. She has no top on. She just has like big white granny panties, and she just pulls him to the side, starts shitting. As we're sitting there, and I just looked. I was like, "Okay," and man, oh man, and like our bass player that we had at the time, Eric Kumler, he had never been to Oakland before, and he's like, "Oh, this is Oakland." He's like, "This is this is not good." And you know what? Like the cool thing about like Oakland is that they don't fucking care. Like that's the crazy. Like they want what they want, and that's just it. I mean, that's just, and that's the cool thing about it, And we were on a tour with some bands that are like more like thrash based, and everybody's kind of playing on like a higher register and kind of, all that stuff. It wasn't really what we were doing. Since we play like super low when we do different stuff, we have like thrash elements to our songs and stuff. But like, I think a lot of people kind of looked at us kind of crazy because they're like, "This isn't the exact same thing that we heard 40 minutes ago." Like, and people kind of there's that weird elitism, and it's a really prominent in Oakland, in San Francisco, in that area, that whole Bay Area, because they like thrash still,
right?
30 years later, and they're fucking militant about it. Like they like that shit, and if you're not it. And you're on a thrash show, you might get fucked with.
No kidding.
You might. I was in L.A. We were in East L.A. one time. And the funniest thing is Cole was walking around, and all Cole was wearing was a headband and the shortest shorts you have ever seen on a man. Like, they started, like, at the top of his dick, and they ended at, like, the top of his dick. Like, they were the shortest shorts you've ever seen. And I remember they said cock on them. And he's walking around. He had sneakers, those shorts, and a headband on, and people were fucking losing it. They were laughing hysterically at him. He played. He did a great job, and we had a good time. Actually, saw a bunch of people. I saw a bunch of people get thrown out that night, and they all started fighting, and then they all started puking, and that's L.A.
Sounds like a good show.
Yeah, and and when you go to the L.A. for like the first time, you're like, oh, cool, this is so neat. And you walk down the strip, and you're like, this is awesome. Like, oh shit, that's where River Phoenix died, like fucking right there, dude. And then like the second time you go to LA, you're like, it's LA. Yeah. Like it just is. You just kind of you get used to it, I guess. But it's it's cool. And there's a lot of cool places that have a lot of awesome shit about them. Actually, every time we've went to LA, we've been treated very well. We were actually on Sunset one time, and we were I think we were taking naps on the sidewalk or something. And this guy walks up to us, and he's like, hey, you guys in a band? Like, clearly, and he's like, well, he just had some, generic conversation. He's like, well, man, keep up the good work and all that stuff. And I was like, maybe I'll check you out. I'm like, all right, cool. And I think maybe a couple days later, he sent us a message on our band's page on Facebook, and he was like, hey, I was that guy you met on Sunset just the other day. I checked you guys out. You guys are really good. He's like, and I just want to say, hey, keep doing what you're doing. I'm like,
Huh.
really?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like you know, us being fucking jerk-offs from Ohio, like you don't think, like, you think everybody from LA is like pretentious.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But like this guy was like super cool. We met Nick Swartzen.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't really meet him. We were like, we high-fived him. And he was like, hey, what's up? Like that. And then we just kept walking. Like, that was it. We're like, we're not fucking doing this. You know what I mean? We're not meeting those guys. And he was at this place called J.P. O'Reilly's or something like that. And it was like it's right next door to the Roxy or something. And he's just standing up front talking to some guy. And we're just like on our way, and we're like walking down the street. And we're like seeing him, like, oh, hey, what's up? And like high-fived, and we just kept going. Like,
He probably gets it a lot, but that's probably better for him.
yeah, he's like, oh, cool. They didn't fucking bug me.
Just chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural high five. Keep it walking.
What are you gonna do, really? Like,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess wrapping things up here, there's 2 more questions I got for you, Ian.
Okay.
Out of all the songs that you've written, what is your most proudest songwriting achievement here? Like, do you have a song that you hold over esteem over the others, or a higher esteem?
I don't know.
Which baby do you like better than the other?
Because a lot of the songs in the first record are fucking terrible. There's a couple of good ones, but there's a couple of them when I listen to them, I'm like, I don't know if I have like a super big favorite. I think one of the new ones, Connected by Truth. That's one, because I actually wrote that, majority of that like years ago. But it does have a level of importance and stuff like that to me. But like, they all mean something. You know what I mean, because like they all, like, I put in on every one of those songs. They all came from me, and like the thing that we all know about being songwriters is like it came from your head, and like if that connects with somebody, like that's super cool. Like on a weird next level, like some dumb shit that you thought about. Like when when we did Without Me, Without You for the last record,
right?
That song alone got like 20,000 plus plays just on like Reverbnation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I remember I was working at John's Manville at the time, and on my breaks, I had like a tiny little notebook, and I would, like, in between doing stuff, I would write lyrics, or when I would be on break, I was studying like music theory books, like in the locker room and stuff, and just doing that all the time. And when I went to first pick like a single for that the second record, I was at the park with my kids, and I was talking to my oldest daughter, and I said, hey, I have these songs, I got to pick one to kind of release. And I said, what do you think? And she picked out Without Me, Without You. She's like, I think this one. I said, really? Why? She's like, I don't know. She's like, I think I think a lot of more people will like it because it's still heavy, but it's like, it's still like radio friendly, I guess.
Oh, wow.
She's like, I think it would just be.
And how old was she at this time?
Probably like 11.
Which is, what I'm trying to get at there. Like an 11-year-old.
Yeah, and she
was able
like,
to be like, well, duh,
like,
Dad.
Yeah, she's like, I think a lot of more people will like this. And I was like, okay. And literally, she was the one who decided. And, it did its thing. And it's, we still get people that ask for that song, which is cool because that was, 4 years ago.
Right,
that out.
Definitely.
So.
Well, then the follow-up question is, what song do you fucking absolutely live for to play live?
Like it's a shitty show, but this is the one that's going to turn it around for me.
Or fuck these guys, this is what's going to be great.
Yeah.
And, out of the new stuff, off the newest record, Binary is probably one of the ones I like the most. Like the first like legit song on the record.
That's the track 2.
Yeah. And because that one is
5 minutes of epic.
It's pretty heavy. You know what I mean? And it's like and the reason it's called Binary is because like the initial riff is just it's 0 and 1,
right?
Like that, like because so that was a working title, and I was like, fuck it, it's fucking whatever it works. So I like that song because it's just like whenever we open a show with it, people are like, what the fuck is happening right now? Because it's really heavy and it's really fast. We tend to like open shows, especially lately, with what the hell one are we using? I don't remember which one we're using now.
But it's a great song. We love playing it.
But I mean we're using like like I said before, like casting a bigger net,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with one that's like still heavy, but it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to use the word epic, but like it kind of grabs a little bit more. You know what I mean? Gets a little bit, it kind of get a little bit everybody instead of the people who are like, just give me the heavy shit that's like a machine gun turret to my fucking face.
It's there.
You know, like, you know, and like Binary is one of those ones where like I really like playing it. I really like playing Black Swamp Syndrome at the very end because literally for like the very end of the song, dun 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 dun, dun that thing, because I'm always like, I always like try to bring the crowd like right up to us if they're not, you know, and like let's just have this little moment together,
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's cool because it's like real intimate and all that kind of stuff. And I sliced my eye open really bad about a year or so ago, playing it at Frankie's in Toledo, bleeding all over myself. But like people were still like, "That's fucking metal," you know? Like,
Right.
that's so cool.
We
But
know
like
it.
for me, I was like, I stood up too fast and I blacked out into a speaker. Like that's all it was.
Yeah, the truth behind that's
Oh,
not,
man.
not,
like-
as, not as good.
And I
that's
felt bad.
not very metal, actually.
No,
like-
and I feel bad because I fell on Roscoe, and he's like half the size I am, and I was like,
that's not even
I'm
true.
really
He's-
sorry.
He's way less than half your
he's-
size.
but yeah. I mean, those songs, I really like playing those, you know, and they always work, and people like them, and you know they get to kind of feel that moment with us and stuff like that, and that's to me like that's where it's all at, you know.
To take songs like you guys write and to make them into intimate moments, I think that was probably an art behind that, to really bring everybody together and to everybody able
like
to
trying
feel
to
something.
make that connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the energy and of the crowd and what you're trying to portray.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this trick that I use. Okay, I'll tell you one. And it works every time. So there is a thing that I'll do where I'll go through probably half the set, and then I'll find that during the first half of the set, I'm looking for somebody who doesn't look like they should be there, you know, and then I'll find them, and 9 times out of 10 it's a female. Yeah, and like I'll find the one girl who looks like should be in a sewing circle or something like that, you know. We're like, I got drugged here by my friends, and I'll point her out. You, whoever you are, what's your name? You know, my name is, you know, whatever, Sarah or something like that. And I'm like, all right, Sarah's running the fucking show for the rest of the night. Like she decides, she does whatever. The reason I do that is because like women will make or break you. Not make or break you, but like they're a huge factor. If you have women at your shows, guys will always be there. Same thing with the bar. If you have women in the bar, guys will always be there. It's a fact. So if you take the one person that doesn't look like they belong, and now they're the focal point of the show, you make the calls. You know what I mean? Because before, that lady was going to go home, and somebody's going to ask her like the next day, "Hey, what'd you do?" I'm like, we went out and saw some band, and it was whatever. But like now she goes, "Ooh, went to see this band." Like I was not into it at all because it's not really my thing. But then like pointed me out, and he made me like the guy.
Right.
You know, like now I'm controlling the show, and like it works. That shit works. Because now you have a different fan base. You have, you know, you've cross-marketed to people that probably wouldn't be there anyways. But now they're cool because, you know, like, hey, you did something you really don't have to, and really most people don't do.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do it for like that reason. I did it because I'm just bad on a microphone a lot of times. Like I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like there were times like I've issued push-up contests in the middle of a show before. You know, and people will fucking do it. They're like, I got this shit, watch this.
And then Kevin Ice shows up. You're
I'm
like, fuck.
Get it, just give him the title. We were in Reading, Pennsylvania one time, and I remember there was a bunch of people like literally on the ground just knocking them out.
Jesus.
But like that's the thing, like
They're going to remember that.
but like we're not a serious band. That's not who we are. We are not those, you know, in metal, and everybody knows like there's the no smiling rule, and fuck that. I'm way too self-deprecating to be one of those people. You know what I mean? Like I just can't. And you know, you guys get it. And I don't want to be. I don't want to be one of those bands where everything's like super serious and
A fucking
you
tough
know?
guy attitude.
yeah, I just want to go and I want to have a good time. I want to have as good a time as what I hope you guys are having.
Yeah.
And You know, because like in the band, like after shows, we have a half an hour rule. Nobody's allowed to talk about the show for half an hour. You know, we're not allowed to talk about the set, period. Nobody. It doesn't matter if it was really good or really bad. Because if it's really good, you will ignore the bad parts. You will ignore the parts that you fucked up. You'll ignore anything that you could potentially fix.
Mm-hmm.
If it's bad, you will take all your anger out on probably somebody who doesn't deserve it. You'll say, you fucked it up. You know what I mean? And then if I did that to you 3 times in a row, that's going to build a huge amount of angst and shit like that between us. And we don't need that. We're in this thing together. So you wait a half an hour till everybody's cooled off, and then you go, what did you guys think? Give me the good parts. Give me the bad parts. What can we do better?
This is an AAR, after action review. Here we go.
Yep.
What was supposed to happen, what did happen, and how can we fix it?
I've probably seen that happen firsthand. What ripped apart a band. So yeah, I could see that. Absolutely.
Was it?
Well-
Which one was it? Was it one that wasn't
We're
me?
not
Was
going to
it?
talk about it.
Was it me?
If anybody knows any of the history, it's fine. No one fucking cares. I might have played with the Black Order back in October, but it doesn't matter. No one cares.
Where's your button?
No. Oh, you get the right one, or
Yeah.
that's the one you were going
That's
for?
the one I'm going for. Well,
You've been practicing.
I
your
have
buttons.
been practicing. I've kind of got like a mental note of where everything is.
Those
got
are,
it.
those are the
got
only
it all
two you know,
figured
right?
out. Well, I got this next one. Hey, Ian, thanks for coming. That was not it. There we go.
All right.
Man, thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks for the whole crowd for being here. I appreciate it, guys. There you are again. Thank you. All right.
They're a real crowd, I promise you.
Yeah,
so
they never
much.
cut out in the middle.
I really appreciate it.
So, I guess reaching the end of whatever we got to say, you got anything to add? Want to ask or?
No, I think I'm pretty good, but
We're in
thanks
the
for
home
coming,
stretch.
Ian.
Thanks
I
for buying the
really
record.
appreciate it. Oh, is there a return policy? Or?
No.
Okay.
You fucked yourself on that.
All right.
All you got to do is design the album, you get it for free.
I charged him.
Shit. Well,
No, man,
I guess before we all go, I do have a sponsor that I want to shout out before we go.
Took us 3 episodes.
Took
but
us 3 episodes.
We got
we
it.
finally got them.
And it's Colt 45.
No.
No? Oh, okay. My
No.
bad. All right, my bad.
No,
It's actually episode 4, maybe.
Yeah,
This one hasn't aired yet.
I hope so. Come on, Billy D. We're really.
We're going to have to hashtag Colt 45, and everyone's like, what?
But Stupid Rad Merch Company, they're a company that I have been dealing with for a while with Oxy Zero Design. Simeon, Matt,
I dealt with him for our record release show.
did you?
Yeah, I actually went to Chicago to pick the stuff up.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got the shirts done. So Ian and the Black Order are definitely.
That's perfect then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool guy. Very, he was real prompt and like good company, man.
Yes. So if you're a band or a podcast, hint, or anything else, I mean, definitely you can get shirts, you can get enamel pins, buttons, koozies. They've worked with tons of people. Bad Cop, The Bomb Pops, Less Than Jake, Pilfers. They're about to go on a cross-country tour, going to each Warp Tour. They're going to Riot Fest. They're going to The Fest. And they're trying to get some fundage going. They've got some pre-orders going for some shirts that there's going to be the summer line and whatnot. And for our listeners right now, I want to give you a great deal. If you use code 12FU, Simeon's going to give you free shipping on your order. So please go to... What's that? What did you just say?
Girl.
Girl!
Free shipping.
Oh, God, you're so funny. I love you.
I'm
Stop,
turning that.
stop,
I'm turning.
stop.
I'm turning.
Ha-ha! I figured it out.
I'm turning that one around next episode, so I got the power of those fucking buttons.
So we have expanded our social media. 12FU has come to Facebook, so you can find us on 12FU Podcast. You can find us on the Instagram, 12FU Podcast, and on the Twitters, 12FU Podcast. So please hit us up. Let us know what you're thinking, what you like, what you don't like. Let us know if you've listened to the new Black Order album. Tell us your favorite track. Ian, we're going to close out the show with a track. Call it out right now, and we'll tack it on.
Fuck it, let's play the newest one. Let's play Black Swamp Syndrome. If you haven't checked that video out, check us out on YouTube. Follow our channel, subscribe. We're trying to put videos out like every week. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. And go watch it. Listen to it right now. Punch your neighbor in the face.
All right. Well, this is 12FU with Adam and Jake and Ian today. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.